Well, we've all heard dogs referred to as being man's best friend. They certainly make great pets, and they're always ready for a game when we come home from school. Or in my case, work. Come on, mate, let's go. But some dogs are career canines. They love to work. This is Hoover. He's a bloodhound. Now, he's not that keen on sheep, but he does have a nose for business and a distinguished career as a tracking dog.
The bloodhound has 3 million times better nose than man, which is 3 times better than any other dog, which has 1 million times better nose than man. And he just loves to get out there and track people down. It's a great game for him.
Bloodhounds have been selectively bred in England for over 900 years, but they are actually a Belgian dog. The Belgians originally called the great packhounds St. Huberts. Now, Craig, how do we start a dog like Hoover off on a trail?
Well, what we do is we get a scent article from the missing person, such as a piece of clothing or something that they've touched, and it'll have their own individual scent fingerprint on it. And then we show the dog the article, he takes a sniff of it, and he goes from there, follows them down. But if we don't have an article, what we can do is I've got a machine that takes the scent, and we can present the scent on a sterile gauze pad. Sam, this is the Scent Transfer Unit 100 machine that I was telling you about. It's designed to take your individual scent particles that you shed every minute of the day and take them off an article. Do you have an article that we can use? Whoa. Something that you've been touching?
Warm undies on the outside. I won't give you my sock. What about a pair of sunglasses?
A pair of sunglasses would be great. Can you just put it up on top of that pad there, because this pad here will draw the scent through there and all the particles will come off. They'll be stored onto that. We'll be able to put it into a plastic bag and we'll take it out to where the track is or where the missing person is, which will be yourself.
Now, Craig, what if somebody else has been wearing those sunglasses?
Well, it doesn't matter, Sam, because you were wearing sunglasses last, so it'll be your scent that the dog will be chasing because it's the last one.
Okay, now where do we go from here?
What I'll get you to do, Sam, is please take that sunglasses off there.
Yep.
I'll store this pad in a plastic bag there. Could you just open one of those plastic bags?
Sure.
And then I can take it out to the front of the trail and start to track you down.
All right. There we go. That means I have to get to the end of the trail.
That's right.
Catch you later.
See you later.
This extraordinary dog can trail people, even if they're in a car, days after they've been there. Amazing stuff. And it was time to put Hoover to the test. Earlier in the day, we laid a trail of my scent. So now let's see how the super sniffer does his job. And the hound is away. By now, the trail is nearly 7 hours old. So let's see how Hoover performs.
Okay, this trail's about 7 hours old. It's 3:30 in the afternoon now. We ran it at 8:30. And he'd much rather run a very old trail rather than the new one. So 7 hours is really very uninteresting to him. He'd much rather run 7 days than 7 hours.
Bloodhounds like Hoover are used in the United States for search and rescue work. In one case, a little girl had been missing for 4 days. Searchers were unable to find her. Then they brought in a bloodhound like Hoover. Over the next 7 hours, the dog trailed the girl's scent over 40 city blocks to a final destination over 20 kilometres away.
That's a boy, good boy, Hoov. That's a boy, good boy, Hoovy. Good boy, that's a boy, good boy, Hoovy. Hey, good boy.
Now, I have to say I was absolutely astounded by this dog. Craig has put Hoover through his paces on many occasions. Some test runs have been more complicated and have had trail contamination, but the pooch still came through.
You hear people talk about contamination. That's where people walk across the track where the dog's got to run. They drive cars or trucks or any type of machinery. When you hear about dogs not being able to find track because of the rain washing it away, that's all contamination. So a lot of people say that it can't be done, but the bloodhound has no trouble with scent discrimination. They're scent selective and they stick on the one person's scent, like their scent fingerprint.
Now, people will always go adventuring in the bush, and there's always the possibility that some of them will get lost. But I'll bet my boots on one thing, you'll never come across a lost bloodhound.